You're listening to the Gameday Tarps podcast with your hosts, Ryley, Dakota, Dallas, Daeden, Colton, and Wilbs.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gameday Tarps podcast. This is episode 57. We've got everybody except for Wilbs here today. It's almost a full crew, but it's going to be a great episode. We're talking a little bit of NHL playoffs. We've got an NHL Mount Rushmore segment coming up, and we're going to talk about a little bit of some signings and everything that's going on in the NHL. So let's jump right into it.
Well, I mean, we fucking missed it somehow over the last week, but Alex Ovechkin broke the goal record, so good for him. He now sits at 897, if I'm not mistaken. So
he
good
scored
for
again
him.
tonight.
Man.
I don't know maybe that, but
Yeah. So I think that was his 97th.
Well, we didn't miss it. We did talk about it in the last episode a little bit.
Yeah,
the other night.
But I mean, greatest goal scorer of our generation now, boys. That's pretty cool.
great
It is, yeah.
ever.
Now here's the question: who catches him?
It's going to be pretty hard. We were talking about it last time. Remember that Matthews is going to have to score 45 goals for the next 10 years just to even get close, just to get to 900. That's not even if Ovi gets to 945, 950.
I mean, if Matthews stays healthy, right, and if he was still on that scoring pace like he was on last year, and he continued that, he could be very well the next player to do so. Within, I think, Ovi's first 300 games and Matthews' first 300 games, I think Matthews actually had 6 more goals than Ovi. So, I mean, he's definitely going to be, one of the ones up there.
Well, he had 400 before Ovi did in his career, so
It's entirely possible, right? At one point somebody thought that Gretzky's record would never be broken, so it gets broken. But I just don't know if it's going to be somebody from this current list of players that's playing right now, or if it's going to be somebody that's literally 10 years old right now and still progressing through the stages, who will eventually just shatter the record.
Or not even born yet.
Or not even born yet, exactly. So
well, that's true. Because
I know
what
a lot
about
of
the weird odds though? Gordie Howe's record was exactly 31 years, and then Gretzky's record was exactly 31 years. What are the odds of that?
Yeah,
That's a weird
against the same team too that he broke the record against. Isn't that just wild?
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Little fact about Ovi though that I was actually looking at for my Mount Rushmore when we get into it. But there was only 3 players that had the most 50-goal seasons in their career. Ovi being one of them. The other 2 was Mike Bossy and Wayne Gretzky. So, yeah, it's just crazy. What can't Ovi do, right? He's done it all now.
Bossy could have been him, but his retirement story. I know that the guys on Chicklets talked about how crazy it was. He was putting up 50 every year, and then he scored one 30-goal season and then retired because he didn't think he was good anymore. He was 30 years old, scored 30 goals, and he was like, "Oh, that's it. I'm shit. I'm done." How crazy is that? We have guys that have never scored 30 goals in their entire career, and they're 15-year vets. And he's like, "Oh, 1 year I scored 30 instead of 50. It's over."
I thought he got sick.
No, he just quit.
Tired.
No, he just quit. Just walked away.
I want someone to fact check that. I'm
interested
about that.
Hey, I'm taking Keith Yandel's word for it.
So that's out the window then. So I don't know. But when you look at the point per game leaders, Bossy's at the top for goals.
Yes.
Right? Because he scored 50 for 9 years in a row. So
yeah,
he would have been the guy to do it. And then obviously there's all the people that say add Gordie Howe's WHA numbers and he'd have more goals than Gretzky. So
yeah, because I think his 1980 was his last year in the WHA, and then he went to the IHL for 1 season, and then he just stopped. Speaking of Gordie Howe, though, he played from 1946 to 1980. That is incredible. Between the NHL, the IHL, and the WHA, that's just incredible. That's Mr. Hockey right there for you.
That's a good transition into the Mount Rushmore. So Yeah, Dallas, you want to go first? Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
All right, boys. So my Mount Rushmore was Mario Lemieux. Definitely got to have that on my Mount Rushmore. I think he's one of the most inspirational NHL players to ever lace him up. He went through a lot of adversity, but he had to retire because he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma disease, and he made a huge comeback towards the late 90s. So that was incredible. He went on to win a few Stanley Cups with the Pens, couple with the as an owner. So yeah, then I got Paul Coffey, another former Pen, former King, and a former Oiler, most notably as well. Former Red Wing too. 4 cups to his name. I think he's one of the most influential defensemen. Other than Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr, I think could be definitely an honorable mention on my list. But Paul Coffey, really notable for me. I also got Mike Bossy that we just touched base on. 4 straight Stanley Cups that man has won with the Islanders organization. You cannot deny that he is not on someone's Mount Rushmore list. He's definitely on mine because, yeah, he's an incredible player. Like we were talking about 50 goal seasons. Like, boy, you just can't not have Mike Bossy on your Mount Rushmore, please. Then I got Mr. Hockey himself, right? I mentioned 1946 to 1980, his playing, his pro playing career. Before that, he played one year in the USHL before his NHL career. But yeah, just an outstanding guy. Like I think he has 6 Hearts, 5 Hart Ross. So yeah, he's just incredible. And then I think my honorable mention though, because I was telling you boys off the air, like this was really hard not to have an honorable mention, one each. So I'm gonna go with Willie O'Ree. That was my honorable mention. I wanted to put him in there. Another hugely influential gentleman in the NHL, the first African-American player to ever play ice hockey. So had to put him in there. Another great player throughout his career with the Boston Bruins. So
that's a good
I
list.
meant to say, just before you started, I was going to say Dally's going to be the only one of us to not put Gretzky on his list. Watch.
It's unique.
And there you go.
No, I like it.
it's unique, yeah. And I mean, like, there's no disrespect to Gretzky, but it's just like there's so many deserving guys, and this is exactly who I thought would be my Mount Rushmore, right? It's not just their playing career, like, oh, he has the most points. Oh my God, he has the most goals. No, it's what did you bring to the game of hockey that universally changed the game forever, right? What did you stand out the most, right? So,
yeah, that's fair. Ryley, go. You're up next.
Okay. I have the other defender you mentioned, Bobby Orr. I mean, literally changed the position from just stand there and defend to change the game entirely. And not just change it to where like he was a decent offensive defenseman, like he was leading the NHL in points and stuff. Like he was just dominant. I've Gretz, of course. I have to. I'm not avoiding him. Almost 3,000 points. Absolutely dominant. And let's mention playing with a fighter too. Like McSorley was out there to protect him, but that's like being a line mate down and still getting 3,000 points and carrying McSorley to like 30 seasons and 60-point seasons. Like crazy stuff that Gretzky did. I got Gordy. That's just no question. Like you said, Dallas, literally Mr. Hockey. There can't be anyone else on the list, in my opinion. But then I'm going way back to Daeden's team. I'm going Rocket Richard as my 4th on the list. Literally has the goal scoring trophy named after him because he changed the way goals were put in the net. So that's my 4.
I like it. I don't think Rocket Richard gets enough like attention. People don't seem to realize that. Like, I know there's been talk about renaming the Richard Trophy to the Ovechkin Trophy, but it's like it's not what it's about. It's not about who scores the most 50 goals. The trophy was named after him because he was the first player in history to score 50 goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it should be kept. Like, I don't know. I just don't like when people say like, let's change the trophy to the Ovechkin Trophy. It's like Ovechkin wasn't the leading goal scorer every single year, so why would it be named after him?
Fair enough.
That's my beef. Daeden, you're up next.
All right, so I started it off with Bobby. This is in no order, obviously, but Bobby Orr's on there, just because, like Ryley said, the way he changed the game from a defenseman standpoint, from just a stay-at-home defenseman to the offensive defenseman, he completely changed it. I think for me as well, I have to go Wayne Gretzky. I know Ovi just passed him, but he was like the figure of the NHL. He's been the face of the league for for so long, and you just can't leave him off. Another guy that I wanted to put on there was Maurice Richard, the Rocket Richard, just because of how dominant offensively he was back in the day, and he was kind of the big reason that Montreal won a lot of those cups back in the olden days. Can't really remember the name or the year right off the top of my head, but it was definitely before my time. And yeah, one more player I'd like to add on to my Mount Rushmore. Maybe a little bit of a different one, but I'm gonna go with Mario Lemieux. I don't know if he would have been on everyone's, but I think he was really dominant with the Penguins when he came in, and just the fact that he was able to come back after having cancer and still dominate. He's definitely up there for me.
I like it. When it comes to like these Mount Rushmores, though, like nobody's wrong because it's all your personal favorites. It's kind of it's just a blend of who you think is the most influential, right? And some of ours are going to be the same. Like I have 3 of the same pretty much as like everybody's listed except for one. There's only one person that I have on my list that's different that you guys haven't mentioned yet. Maybe Dak will take that name off my list too. So Dak, what's your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably not because mine's pretty basic. It's kind of like the Gretzky, Lemieux, Howe, or kind of thing. But I thought about a guy like even Sakic, another guy that kind of changed shooting in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
Burnaby Joe. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But and then I mean, there's obviously Crosby and Ovechkin that are kind of hard to not put on that list too. But I just went with the basic 4 in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And my 4 are Matt Rempe, Chris Neal. Just kidding. My 4 are Wayne Gretzky, Gordie Howe, Bobby Orr, and Patrick Waugh. Just because I think Waugh. I tossed it up between Waugh and Hasek. I don't know which one of them kind of. I guess Hasek more was an influential goaltender and just how he changed the whole acrobatic style of play that goalies do. But Waugh was a lot like that as well, right? Like Waugh flopped around, kind of did his thing, fought goalies. So I think between him and Hasek, I just had to have a goalie in there, somebody that kind of, we went from this stand-up position to guys doing fucking cartwheels in net now, trying to make saves. So I went with Patty Waugh just because, I thought he was a good nod for a goalie. But what would you guys say for like a goalie?
What a
Hasek
trash
or Waugh
fucking
or
pick, buddy.
Huh?
I said, what a trash fucking pick, buddy.
Why? Who do you have? Roman Turner?
I'm kidding. Relax.
I wouldn't do. I don't know. Well, I mean, Hasek is the player, but I mean, Hasek posts like even what he just did with like I don't know if you guys saw that Ovi comment. Like he's like ruining his reputation lately. Like
his personal stuff is insane. But all that aside,
did you guys?
I mean, and that's kind of what I said earlier too. Is like we could do a whole Mount Rushmore on goaltenders alone, but I do like how you kind of flipped the switch a little bit, Colton, and you were the only one in here that did put a goaltender on their list. Shout out to, former Habs and Colorado Avalanche goaltender Patty Waugh. I think he'd be probably number 1 on my Mount Rushmore, but Ronnie Hextall too, right?
Whoa, buddy. You're
for
disrespecting the Rogie, buddy.
Well, okay, that's one.
Put some respect on Rogie's name,
brother.
Buddy.
Haven't even gotten through 2 goaltenders
guy
on my list
changed
yet, buddy.
the mustache game, son.
Buddy, he's got the best mustache in the game.
Goalie Rushmore right now.
Now we got to do goalie Rushmore. Okay, now you got to hear it.
I'm running mine first then. Mine's Hasek, Waugh, Brodeur. Oh God, who would the last one be?
Wow, can't even name 4 goaltenders. Good job.
No, I was trying to figure out if it was Sawchuk, Cujo, or Vasi, and I went with Vasi.
Like Vasilevsky?
Yeah.
Holy cow! I don't even have Vasi on my top 4. I don't think.
No, actually, I lied. It'd be Fleury. That's my 4. Waugh, Hasek, Brodeur, Fleury. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'd probably go Brodeur, maybe Price, Kippersoff. Man.
A fourth.
No,
I can change the mustache game.
No, I'd probably have to say Waugh too. I was thinking Marty Turco, but Waugh's probably a better pick.
That's good. Ryley, what do you have?
Price, Waugh, Hasek the player, not Hasek the person. Hasek the player was unreal. What was his name? Larionov. Whatever, the Russian goaltender from the Red Army. That guy was nuts. And then was he on Detroit? What's his name?
Igor Larionov is a forward.
Was it Tikhonov then? What was his name?
Tretiak. Vladislav Tretiak.
Tretiak. That's what. Yeah, Tretiak. There we go. Sorry, not Larionov. Yeah, Tretiak. That guy.
Oh, so you think he's more influential than Jacques Plante?
I don't know. I don't really know Jacques.
Got him.
Dude was the first dude.
Okay, I know who Jacques. Okay, now don't make me seem like I don't know hockey here. I'm just saying like I don't know every stat about Jacques Plante. Tretiak literally led a generational hockey team and was like the best goalie in the world that never played in the NHL at that time until he came over. Because he did come over at the end.
Didn't last very long, but yeah.
No.
But yeah, I guess like in a like a retrospect kind of all around way, Vasilevsky, Habibulin, Shesterkin, every Russian goaltender probably looks up to him, right? So
yeah.
What's your
let's give the Zamboni driver some credit, man. Put him on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, you want to do top four staff members? Let's do that.
I think he's talking about
top 4 e-bugs.
Yeah, e-bug. Yeah, you're talking about e-bug Aries or whatever, right?
David Aries.
Yeah.
What are your 4 goalies, Daeden?
Price, Broder, Plante, Hasek.
Oh, I was gonna say, wow, all
wow.
Good.
I was waiting for all Canadians. I'm not gonna lie.
I was waiting for all French Canadians. But yeah.
Oh, sorry.
The Canadians really are the only team with 4, though. Like, if you were to name one team that has 4 goalies that could be on a Mount Rushmore, it's really only the Canadians that you can.
Ken Dryden, dude, I can't believe I forgot Ken Dryden.
Yeah.
I'd probably put
Dryden,
him over
Vachon, Price,
Montembeau.
Yo, Ken Dryden took Roby's job in Montreal. Said, "Peace, I'm going to LA." Nah, he played in Boston too, but
Dally, who's your 4?
Boys. Patty Waugh. Tony Esposito.
That's
Dominic Hasek. And the best for last.
Tony's.
Rogatine Vachon.
Nice.
What did you call him? What's his name?
His real name is like Rogatine Vachon, but they call him Rogie for short.
Oh, Rogatine. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Or Rogatine, however you pronounce it. Rogatine.
Boys, we got the Stanley Cup playoffs kicking off on Saturday. Yeah. You keep talking about that. Well, I talk about the playoffs. Let's keep doing that. How do we feel about the playoffs? Like, I feel like the season literally just ended today because it did, and like playoffs is now 2 days away, and for some odd reason that feels quicker than normal, and I don't know why.
No, I would say at most they were doing 3 days, at most.
Yeah, that's true. Last year it just seemed like there was more of a break between the start and end, but
I think the
series. What's up?
I think the Kings are the only ones getting the shaft because. Oh no, they don't. I thought the Kings played Saturday, but it's Blues, Jets.
Dude, Tampa doesn't play till Tuesday. That's crazy. Yeah. So
Tampa's always got the weird schedule.
Well, and the scheduling for the playoffs has been so weird. Like when I was doing the schedule and filling it all out today, like why are some games starting at 11 p.m. Eastern time? Like why are we having 8:20 Pacific time puck drops? What the fuck is going on?
I feel bad for people out in Newfoundland. Like fuck, man.
And it's dude. People on the East Coast are gonna like. People in Minnesota
isn't any different than the I feel like this isn't any different than the playoffs in 2011 or 2012 or 2013 or 2014 or 15 or 16. Like, how is this any different?
So you didn't have to go back to 2011. You could have just
You probably
said it. You could have just said in recent years instead of
Any,
naming off
this,
the
how
last
is this, I don't know. No, I didn't
Yeah,
have
if
to pick
you're-
2011. But how is this any different, bro? Like, how? It's
not.
always been 8
Because-
o'clock.
Yeah,
puck drop
you're
for
talking to
eight-
an East Coaster right now, buddy.
Yeah, I am. Puck. Okay, so I would be up at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock when games would be on. It would like throw back to the LA Kings when they went on their run. Their games were always on when they were at home, like late night.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
When they
but
won the
just-
cup that year in 2014, late night.
Yes. I'm sure all the people in Newfoundland were fucking happy that LA won the cup that year.
All 12 of them.
Yeah, all 12 of them.
I'm
the
not
first-
even in Newfoundland, so
I don't care.
We're at
You're from
11.
East-
Sorry.
it's all the same.
11 right now.
I'm from Nova Scotia.
Oh, yeah, right. Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Waterville, actually.
Yeah, that's fine.
Damn. You're from a place called Waterville.
It's literally in our intro, bro.
That's
Mm,
true.
Sure, our listeners care.
But I know for a fact the Tampa Florida series is because Gary Bettman was like, "Ayo, Paul, when's
Yeah.
Maddie available? Tuesday? Tuesday it is. Click."
Yeah, Vegas and Minnesota got shoved to the 11 p.m. start because who wants to watch that? Apparently Ryley in our private text
Yeah.
conversations. But I'm going to start things off here because Wilbs is not here, and we got Toronto and Ottawa, boys. First time in 21 years we get the Battle of Ontario, and I'm going to just start off by saying I have the Leafs in 6.
Nah, no way, not a chance.
You don't think so?
Send swept the
You think
season
Ottawa's
series.
dream run continues?
Brady's going to come in and absolutely body check the living shit out of everyone. The Sens are going to run them through the wall, and the Leafs are going to crumble like little pussies. We
Brady's
can cut that.
gonna
I'll
be
beat that.
An absolute dog this playoff series. His first playoff
Brady
series
Tkachuk
in
has been loading
7
up
years,
for 7 years.
with Ottawa.
Yeah.
He is going to be on a mission, boys.
The Leafs are done. The Leafs are done.
Okay, we got
Here's
we
my
got
thought,
Twins
boys.
over here.
Like, I don't want the Leafs to win. But here's the thing. You just said it. Most of this Ottawa team's first ever playoffs.
That's
Brady
all right.
Tkachuk is going to be on an emotional high. Can we remember what Matthew Tkachuk's first playoff was like? He was a kamikaze. He was taking penalties. He was out of control, right? I just think Brady could go a little too far trying to be everything. And I think it's going to backfire for them, personally.
But he
I think
played in
Ottawa's
the
going to put up a fight. I think it's going to be 5. I think Toronto's going to take them in 5. The only thing is
Toronto
Omar.
has sieves for goalies. Ottawa has a reigning Vezina Trophy winner in Linus Ullmark. Or not reigning, but former.
If Allmark can pull it together, yeah, Ottawa can probably run away with it. But
Anthony
it's gonna
Stolarz has
come-
never started a playoff game before. He started 32 games this season, and everyone expects him to be this amazing guy. What has he proven in the NHL? What has he proven in the playoffs before? Anthony Stolarz is nothing compared to Linus Ullmark.
And I just said that, though.
Okay.
Go
This
on,
guy is heated.
But
He's
at the
pressed.
same time, you have Allmark having Matthews and Marner. And
That's okay. He did it a
Nylander.
couple years ago in Boston, and he did the
But it
exact
never
same thing.
works
And he
in
shut them out in
Toronto.
7 games.
Yeah, but we're talking about the Boston Bruins defense core and the forward group they had. They had Patrice Bergeron as a third defenseman out there. Like Matthews stood no chance. Who's supposed to defend Matthews? Claude Giroux?
Yeah, exactly.
3,900-year-old Claude Giroux is supposed to somehow stop Austin. Like, I don't want the Maple Leafs to win.
Boys, hold up. Announcement. Perek has scored his first NHL goal.
Holy,
He's a
Oh
bum.
my god, he did!
what a guy. Good for him.
Worse
Anyways,
than
go on.
anybody.
Go on.
Moral of the story, I hope Ottawa wins. It's just, when do teams in their first chance of playoff, like, not even just him, Dylan Cousins, first playoff run. He's been in Buffalo, hasn't played before, right? Like Shabbat, first playoff run, hasn't played in the playoffs before. Like, you got to factor in, Allmark is going to have to do some superhuman crap, whereas Stolarz has Brandon Tanev in front of him on
Whoop-de-doo.
most of the hard shifts.
Yeah,
Like,
buddy, Tanev's gonna get injured blocking a shot. Okay, relax.
yeah, but he's gonna play through it. He's gonna
Tanev
play
will be
through it.
gone probably game 2.
See, here's the thing. He has Brandon Tanev for 1/3 of the shifts, and for the rest of the time, he's got bums. Connor
Morgan Ryley.
Timmins, Morgan Riley. That guy's
Brandon
a
Tanev
liability
plays
out
on
there.
Winnipeg.
Brandon
Yeah.
Carlo.
There you go. From
Sorry,
Boston.
am I saying the wrong? I'm saying Chris Tanev. Sorry, Chris Tanev. My bad. Because he just got
Oh.
traded. He's on my mind. Brandon Tanev. And and then Brandon Carlo. So they have Carlo, they have Ryley, they have Tanev. That's pretty good, especially for playoff weathered guys.
Well, the one biggest difference this year is the coaching. The Leafs actually look like a team that can play. That's like, and can play whatever way you kind of want to play. Like, that's the Craig Berube effect, right? So that's why I have them beating Ottawa. I think Berube is going to make this team like just run through a wall for them.
Yeah.
But they'll be out in round 2, so
Yeah. I
I
got
think
drunk.
we'll be recording in 2 weeks, and the Sens will have them in 7 games.
Maybe. That's the beauty of playoffs, right? You don't know what's going to happen. Tampa and Florida, Battle of Florida once again. Love to see that. What do you think, Rye?
Well, we all know my hope, obviously.
Yeah.
yeah, you
But-
want Florida to win the cup, we know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, it's hard because Tampa's on a roll, led the league in goals, were 6th in goals against or something. They had a top 5 power play, top 5 penalty kill. Vasilevsky's playing good again. He had 14 shutouts this year, which is actually absurd. Like, that's a crazy high number. But at the same time, it's just if Florida plays their game, you never know. Barkov is a different animal in the playoffs in terms of shutting them down. Now, the only thing going for us is like not only is Tkachuk injured and coming back day 1, their whole team is like dealing with injuries. They sat 8 guys the other night, but only like 2 were because of injury. 2 were because of rest, which was Sam Reinhart and someone else. But Barkov was out hurt. Tkachuk was out hurt. Ekblad was suspended, obviously. But, like, they're kind of a hurting unit right now. Bobrovsky's not getting any younger. They fell in the standings. They have Marchand and stuff, which is, Marchand and Tkachuk are going to be a pain in the ass no matter what. But I don't know. I think Tampa could do it. They kind of reinvented themselves this year. About halfway through the year, they turned it up and figured it out. So, but we have no Bjorkstrand. That's tough. We lost Bjorkstrand for probably this whole round. So,
He's week to week, I think,
And-
right? So,
yeah. And Ekblad comes back game 3. So,
yeah,
that's a big boost for them. So, I
Well,
don't know.
What do you
Well,
figure? How many games?
I need Tampa to beat Florida for personal reasons.
You have a bet going on?
No, we have Florida's pick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's true. You'll want that,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey,
I
well,
got
you
Tampa
know,
beating
thank
them in
you.
6. So,
Yeah, I haven't heard you fucking cheer for Tampa in the playoffs in like 7
I have a
years.
reason. I have a reason.
yeah, there's a
bro.
good
Yeah.
reason.
I don't care. It makes my heart feel happy that you're cheering for them.
No, I just need to get them past round 1, dude. They
They
could
won't
die.
last.
They could die out round 2. I don't care. But
Fair enough.
Because as long as Florida is eliminated, that's all that counts.
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go around the panel here. Let's start with Ryley. How many games and who are you picking?
I think if Tampa doesn't do it in 5, they're in trouble. So I'm going 5.
Dak?
As much as I want Tampa to win, I see
Okay.
Florida doing it in 6.
How could you just flip on me like that? Like we just broke out.
I'm
2
being
games.
realistic, bro. I'm
We just had a moment. Come on.
On a dime.
like, I need Tampa to win,
Gally?
but I don't see it.
I got Florida in 5, boys.
5.
Ooh,
Disrespect.
damn. Dave?
You can't mess with the Cats, boys.
Wait, dude, we need to do this like the way Shannon Sharp does it. Have you guys heard
Florida
how-
in 7.
Have you ever heard like Shannon Sharp announce like a Lakers in 5?
No.
No? Oh,
You
dude,
can
it's
give us
hilarious.
your best impression.
I can't.
Oh, okay.
Just the
That's
words
fair.
he uses is, I don't know. I don't remember how he says it, but it's almost like a poem, and then he's like, Lakers in 5.
What are you?
I said Tampa in 6.
Uh,
I
Thank
think they
you,
get
sir.
it done. I don't think Florida crawls out of this one. I don't know. I think they're banged up too much. But
yeah.
we'll see. Let's talk about the miracle team, the Habs versus the Caps. Boys, I gotta be honest. I'm pretty sure Montreal's gonna spoil the Ovechkin Stanley Cup train.
Ooh.
I got Habs in 7. Daeden, let's go to you first. What do you figure?
Caps in 5.
There you go. Caps.
Next.
Okay, Dally.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I love the Cinderella story that the Habitants are going on right now, but boys, Caps in 4, baby, they're sweeping. I'm sorry.
Caps in
They're
4.
way
Caps
too
in
good.
4. I'm with you. I was gonna say this is a sweep city. I'm so sorry to Montreal. But you guys hope a bunch of like 18-year-olds are gonna carry you to the Stanley Cup. It's versus a veteran, well-run, well-oiled machine. No.
We had to
It's
talk
been-
on here before. 7 or 8 of these guys are having career years over in Washington.
Yeah, but
whatever.
the
And
years
career
aren't done.
dominations.
The
It
career
dies out
year
eventually.
continues.
I'm
Spark
saying,
dies out.
I'm saying they're having career years, which is why they are going to run into the Bell Center and absolutely demolish it.
Okay, so
Well,
I'm the
but
only
you
one
said
with
that
hope
you're
for
gonna
Montreal
win.
here.
When did I say I'm going to win? I said Caps in 5, bro.
Oh, I
He
thought you
said
said.
Caps.
Though you,
I said
you said
Caps in
That's why I
5.
was. That's why I was laughing was because he said Caps.
I
I
said
thought
the
you said
Washington
Montreal in
Capitals
5.
in 5
Total
games.
He
cap.
said Caps.
I think I heard you say Habs in 5 is what
Rerun the
that's why I
tape.
was like,
We'll
what?
rerun
That's why
the
I
tape.
repeated it.
Sorry. Okay, you're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Rerun the
What
tape.
about you, Jack? What'd you say?
No, I didn't say anything.
What do you think?
I think it's going to be Capitals. No, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think Montreal is going to give them a fight, but no, I'm going to say 6.
Ooh,
Montem
okay.
about to get swept.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little delusional for picking Montreal there, but I think they can have some fun. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to cheer for the underdog?
I will be cheering
New
for
Jersey.
them, but
Huh?
I'll be cheering for them, but
Oh yeah.
But
I know.
But they're going to get fucked.
Tom Wilson is going to introduce himself to Ivan Demidov.
Lane Hutson's face has become a target.
Yeah, but what if Lane Hudson absolutely dog walks Tom Wilson and Ryan Leonard and just
Then he's going to take a number and say, look out, 48. I'm sorry, but
you're sorry.
buddy,
true.
Washington's
That's
going to have
true.
Montreal starting their bus before the puck drop, all right?
Yeah, that's probably true.
Don't even fly back
our
to
boy-
Montreal. Don't waste the
Yeah,
jet
don't just-
fuel.
Poor Montreal. Carolina, New Jersey. Our boy Stank over in Carolina. I got the Hurricanes winning this in a sweep. So
I don't think it's a
Yeah.
sweep, but 5.
New Jersey has been so up and down this year. Like, I don't think they can keep pace with the surging Canes, man. Like, it's just, they're just going to be all over them. I say Canes sweep.
Mhm.
Well, no Jack Hughes, no
This
Dougie
isn't
Hamilton,
the Devil's year,
no
man.
Siegenthaler. Like,
yeah.
Are they out all series?
they're out all
Yeah.
year. Yeah, Jack tore his ACL. He's been out since January.
Yeah, the
gains in 5.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to give New Jersey
Jack-
the benefit of the doubt. Okay.
Who's giving Jersey the benefit?
Dave.
For
I
one
mean,
game?
he gave them 1 game, dog.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
gave him 1 game. Yeah,
Yeah,
one
the benefit
game.
of the doubt. 1 game.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? After hearing that you just said all their star powers out, I'm probably going to have to say Canes and 5.
There we go.
Yeah.
Unanimous decision. Western Conference. Arguably one of the funner matchups to watch will be Winnipeg St. Louis, because you get the battle of the Shen brothers. You get the battle of the Four Nations goaltenders. And what? Well, what do you get?
No, I was just going to say that the Four Nations goalie battle again.
Binner seems to have really turned it around. St. Louis is having some fun. I don't know. I think that'll be a fun series.
To me, like, is this Hellebuck's career-defining moment right now? Like,
yeah, probably.
If he loses this series, he's lost to some stacked Avalanche teams. He's lost to some subpar teams. But if he loses to a St. Louis Blues team that, yes, is on a heater and went on like 13 straight games to end the year before they lost one, but like, this team, he needs to get them over the hump here.
I still can't believe his comment last playoffs when they got gentlemen swept by the Avs. He's like, yeah, that was the best hockey I've ever played. I'm like, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it.
Surprisingly, he said that after they lost the final for USA too.
I still say the Jets got it though pretty well, Pat. I mean, yes, Benner has turned it around, but come on, Winnipeg's just the better team. I think they're going to sweep, and I still wish Calgary did jump them in the wild card, but unfortunately not. I hate seeing St. Louis in the playoffs, division rivalry.
If they wear their red and blue jerseys, they can be in any time. They need to just switch back to those.
They do. They really do. Jets in 6 is what I have. I don't know. I feel like St. Louis can kind of give them some fight, but
I think that series is going 7.
Nice.
To Winnipeg.
Ooh. What about you, Mr. Como?
Jets in 4.
Jesus,
next.
You're really just like nonchalant with your answers tonight. I like it. Dallas, Colorado. We get to see the Mikko Rantanen Bowl. This will be fun.
Colorado in 4.
Absolutely fuck them. But
Colorado in 4.
Yeah, man. I think it's going to 7 just because
you guys are delusional.
Interesting, but Dallas.
Explain yourself.
Yeah. Why do you think Dallas?
Show your work.
Who said Colorado in 4?
Spit it out, bud.
Who said Colorado in 4? Yeah, you're crazy.
Explain yourself, son.
Dallas doesn't have Miro Heiskanen for game 1 and game 2. They don't have Jason Robertson right now either. He got injured last night. So,
also, Rantanen is still a fucking bum since he's been traded twice.
Ottinger, also historically not a good playoff goaltender.
They also lost to Detroit.
Now, Daeden, you get to. This is where you rebuttal.
Yeah, I want to hear it, bud. I want to hear why I'm dumb. Come on.
Okay.
You're sitting up.
Yeah, you got nothing but keep your zip.
Evgeny Dadenov.
What about
of the Montreal Canadiens 2021 Stanley Cup run.
Sorry,
that's all I have to say.
How long ago?
2021.
Oh, so 4 years? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buddy.
That's it.
Production has probably gone.
Yeah, so you realize your mistake. You realize your mistake in saying he was delusional.
Nope.
And
No.
He's got no argument, bro.
I do.
You don't. That's not an argument.
Would you like to talk about a better former Hab?
Buddy.
Arturi Lehkonen for Colorado, buddy?
Nope. Good
You like Lecky?
Good stick, Lecky. I love Lecky, but Dallas.
What's your...
No, Colorado in 7, but
this whole time we were fighting for the same result.
Probably, yeah.
Colorado
is still saying that he's delusional for saying they're going to win in 4 because
they easily could.
It could happen.
Dallas lost to freaking Detroit.
So did Colorado. Probably
spit it out, man.
Tampa got shut out by the Rangers tonight, so that
boom, there you go.
But that's the Rangers. The Rangers are better than Detroit.
We also didn't
Tell me
we played 10 minutes. We played Cooch 10 minutes tonight. Like we really didn't. Zemgus Girgensson played 18 minutes tonight. You know you're down bad when Zemgus Girgensson is playing 18 minutes on the
Probably the most
line.
he's ever fucking played.
Literally in his career. And we played Jonas
What the fuck?
Johansson.
Why am I out here still?
Yeah, he was just like
Alright.
huffing and puffing, like boys. Also,
Alright,
that's the guy who's playing his first ever playoff game.
St. Perec only got 1 point in his debut. What a bum.
So
Are
did
you-
Sam Morton, though.
Imagine. Put some respect on that man's name.
He scored.
Sam Morton also scored in his debut.
Buddy, I don't care. Demidov had 2 points in the first period of his debut.
And then went cold as ice.
Dude, cool.
Sorry.
Had
Right.
another
Dakota saw
not
Sam
in the
Morton
next game?
scoring Penticton.
Yeah, just that game. Just that game that he, just
It
decided
was
to get done.
cold as ice.
Oh my god, he didn't back check. Oh shit, he's the worst player ever.
I didn't bring that up.
How many other
Just
fucking
saying
players
he
don't
just
back check?
didn't produce.
Okay.
You'll see it, buddy.
Dallas, what do you have for Colorado and the Stars?
I got Colorado in,
in one
six.
game. Oh, you bum.
Colorado in 6. Dallas will definitely put up
Like
a
it.
fight. Remember how we were talking all year, hyping them up, pumping their tires a little bit, saying that Dallas is the super team. Well, now it's kind of showing, right, that maybe they really aren't, but they're definitely going to give up a fight. Believe me. Colorado's got a big test in the first round, but I think that Colorado is going to be the better team out of the Central.
I think that's fair.
Colorado
Vegas,
in 7.
Minnesota.
Going to be a good series.
Minnesota. Come on, boys.
Minnesota hasn't won a playoff series since 2015. The last time they won 2 series was in 2003. So I don't think they're getting it done today.
Ball knowledge.
Please try
Good
again.
Lord.
To be fair,
I did a
Thank you,
report on it
next.
2 days ago.
if they don't get it done, then they
Okay,
get
let's also talk about this. Minnesota's center depth down the middle. Marco Rossi, 0 playoff games. Ryan Hartman, 31 playoff games. Frederick
Ryan
Gaudreau,
Hartman is a
18
fucking animal, though.
playoff games. Eric Sinek, I think it's 21 or 18 playoff games.
Why?
So down the middle, their center depth, not really that experienced. And when I'm taking that into consideration, I'm taking some. I want a centerman. I want at least 2 centermen that can.
see this
Well,
whole
let's see
time
what-
you're talking. This whole time you're talking, Kaprizov doesn't understand a word you're saying, so he's just gonna go out and ball out. So it doesn't really matter.
But they're playing
That's my
the
thought,
Vegas Golden Knights, and Jack
Yeah.
Eichel, curly-headed mullet dude's gonna go there and rip you to shits.
Kirill
That's
Kaprizov
right.
is better than Jack Eichel.
Yeah, but when you put it together with Mark Stone and all the other pieces, like, why are you freezing, Cold? Okay, when you put it together with like Mark Stone, sorry, you froze.
Yeah, you're
And, like,
stunned by your stupidity, bud.
Braden McNabb on the back end with, oh no, Pietrangelo out, but you got Theodore, and
Hag, White Cloud.
yeah, exactly. It's a
They have
solid
a good
team.
team. They have a good team.
Hanifin.
Don't get me wrong.
Hill, you're
Here's
not
the thing.
getting past them.
The power of friendship, the power of Marc-Andre Fleury's magical season
No,
will not end with the Vegas Golden Knights. It will not end with where he got sent
Probably
to
will.
as a Golden Misfit.
Buddy, you think Fleury's even going to be playing?
bro.
I
Fleury
do.
got
I said this in the
yes.
chat today. I said, watch Gustafsson get pulled, and Fleury's just going to go absolutely insane.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Vegas is going to be like, Fleury, you're older than dinosaur shit. We're scoring on every
So-
orifice of your crease.
No.
GG's, buddy.
Minnesota in 7, this one. Minnesota in 7.
Want to talk about delusion? Oh.
Buddy, Vegas in 5, 100%.
Vegas in 1, buddy. They're not gonna
Hey,
do
I don't think
shit.
you guys understand what Vegas's lineup looks like right now. They have Victor Olofsson, Jonas Ronberg, and Keegan Kolzar in their top 6. You
Yeah,
guys
that's-
realize
that's nuts.
what's going on there?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, okay. Anyways,
Kaprizov's
Minnesota in
leaving
7.
in a body bag, buddy.
Minnesota in 7.
Matt Boldy, who?
Matt Boldy scored the overtime winner the other night because he's a stud. After Eric Sinek put one in with 20 seconds. They're just a team that doesn't die. And now they had Zeev William. What if this kid just goes crazy?
We're talking to somebody who thinks Jack Eichel is better than Kirill Kaprizov. So,
Yeah.
bad take. Bad take. We get a fourth
Cup
straight
check,
year of
cup
Edmonton
check.
versus
Great
LA.
take.
So,
Cup check.
Cup check, please. Let me get a cup check. Went over to
He didn't even
Kaprizov's
win the
house.
Conn
No
Smythe.
cups.
Didn't even
check.
finish top 3 in the scoring in playoffs. Pat Maroon has 3 Stanley Cups. You want to cup check that?
Yeah, he's better than
Eichel
Kaprizov.
over Kaprizov. Cup
I
check.
picked Pat Maroon over Kaprizov then too.
These are
Okay, this is all I
frustrating.
needed to know. Is if you're picking Cups over that's all I needed to know. Okay. So Oilers are playing their 4th consecutive series against the LA Kings. Can they get it done?
No.
Philip Dano in 4.
Okay, enough with your bullshit French Canadian takes. Let's be real.
No, you know
He's
what?
the best shutdown guy in the NHL.
No, you
I've
know
lived
what?
by
I
that
think,
for a year.
I think that series is going to go all the way. That one I think is going to go to 7, and it's probably going to be Edmonton.
No.
Realistically, I like that because these two hate each other, right? These two teams hate each other, right? Always meet in the playoffs. This is the part 4. I say LA actually wins it this time. I think they're going to have the Oilers' number this time.
Well,
I got LA at 5.
at Edmonton's roster and who they had out
Buddy,
a couple days ago. It's
Jeff
like half
Skinner's
their
never
roster.
played a playoff game in his career, bro.
Wait, Daeden, you literally cannot use that.
15
You
years.
just backed Vegas no matter who was in or out of their lineup, but now you're like, but Edmonton's going to lose because their roster's missing.
Well, because it's Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, Matthias Ekholm.
They're all
No,
They're all
not
playing.
Ekholm, buddy. Ekholm's not going to be there first round.
That's what he's
No,
saying.
they're out. They were
Ekholm's
all
out.
day to day a
Connor
couple days ago.
McDavid is playing. Leon Draisaitl is playing, and Zach Hyman is
Sorry,
playing. That's all
sorry.
been confirmed.
When I checked Daily Faceoff a couple days ago for my report in class, they were all day today.
Yeah,
Well,
you better
you
put
think
that
they're
hand
not
on the Bible.
Going to be
This is
ready
a
by the
fucking
playoffs.
Judge,
Hey,
jury here.
boys, just
Fucking
saying.
Evander Kane is coming back to the
Boys,
playoffs.
boys.
He was also there. So,
Kopitar has a bunch of playoff time. Jeff
buddy,
Skinner.
all I'm saying is Philip
Jeff
Danault is
Skinner?
gonna
Jeff
Hey,
Skinner.
Cup check,
down.
McDavid. Cup check. Kopitar versus McDavid. Cup check.
Noise
Cup check.
during
Cup
the
check.
podcast.
cup check.
No, but I'm seriously picking the Kings in 5.
Dowdy
I
over
would think-
Nurse, buddy.
Kings in 6.
Clean sweep.
Lakers in
Colton?
5.
Clean
Brant,
sweep.
Brant Clark.
Lakers in
Nurse.
5.
No, McDavid doesn't get swept, but I don't think he can
It's
pull it
Oilers
out.
and it's Oilers in 6, and you're delusional if you think it's otherwise.
Buddy, if
Come on.
LA wins it, dude, we get it. We actually get to kick Colton's ass.
But dude, okay, we're talking about Evan Bouchard. Evan Bouchard is going to have to actually be important.
Okay,
That's-
so
Yeah,
is
but
Drew Doughty.
What
So
will
is
he do?
Brant Clark.
I would take
Yep.
Bo all day. All day, man. I don't care. Bouchard has been so bad.
Oh, brother.
And Skinner, like,
But
it's Skinner
Stuart
and
Skinner
Kemper.
trash.
That's a wash. Skinner and Kemper is literally a wash. There's no better, no worse.
Buddy,
Like that's the worst
buddy,
goalie matchup in the playoffs.
I bet David Riddick could beat Stuart Skinner.
I mean, are you guys washing David Riddick right now?
Yeah, he lost 5-1, dude.
Yeah, the Flames just washed Riddick right now.
Yeah, but because he was a former Flame, bro, he's gonna be like, I got this.
So
True.
you don't think Edmonton? Okay, so here's a switch around. Here's a question for you. If Edmonton wins, if LA can't get it done for a 4th straight year, does Rob Blake get fired?
But they're not gonna. This is
Yes.
like irrelevant because it's not gonna happen.
He probably will get fired if they can't. I definitely realistically think that.
But
Like,
nothing-
they just
it's
need
not
a new
gonna happen.
identity.
The
You know my
Oilers are
full
gonna
take?
get the gentleman swept or ended in 6.
Boys, if Edmonton doesn't do it, does Chris Knobloch get the boot?
No.
Dude, that whole team gets
Yeah.
the boot if they don't win it.
Sell McDavid, sell Dry. You're done. You're washed.
McDavid may not sign the extension. If they get
Relocate the
bounced in
team.
the
That's
first.
through his contract's coming up.
Next year.
But
Signs
here's
in
the
LA.
answer to your
We already
question,
got
Colton. I think if the LA Kings win the Stanley Cup, Rob Blake should still be fired. I think that's how bad he's done there. That's my opinion on Rob Blake. he has been hung on as a team legend is the only reason he's still the manager there. Like,
Buddy,
You gonna say Buddy and not follow up?
he was better in Colorado, I think. But he's most
look at the
notably
whole-
more
look at the
for
entire
LA.
Dubois thing. The entire what he has Darcy Kemper for Iafallo, Velarde, and Pix and Kupari. All
That's
of that
future
ended up being
2025
Kemper.
Stanley Cup champion Darcy Kemper to you.
Buddy Kemper's already got a cup, all right.
Cup check.
How late is it over on the East
Yeah,
Coast?
exactly.
What
Another
is
reason
this?
they're gonna win. Cup check.
Skinner Kemper
Jesus
cup check.
Christ.
Oh no, Skinner's a sieve. I use that guy to drain my Mr. Noodles.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, brother. Did any of you fill out a bracket or no?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay. Who just let's just go around. Tell us who you think's going to be in the Stanley Cup final. We'll start with let's just put fucking Daeden on the spot. Daeden, who's in the Stanley Cup
Rematch in '93, Habs Kings next.
Straight to
You
the point.
picked the Habs to
I like
get
that.
lose. You can't do that.
Yeah, what the hell?
Literally.
Shit, right.
Rewind.
Um,
Rewind.
Oh
Florida,
my
LA.
Buddy,
Oh, I
this
would
guy's
not be-
buddy,
Can't
this guy's
wait.
worse at back checking than Demidov.
Yeah, he is. Florida
Dude,
and
Just because I think
LA.
Kemper will beat Skinner does not think Kemper's going to make it to the final for the
no,
Kings.
fuck it. Florida and LA. It is. That's Daden's. Put it.
Bro, I didn't just pick it because of Kemper. I picked it because of Kopitar,
No.
Kemper,
Cup check.
the best
Philip
shutdown
Danault.
guy, the best shutdown guy in the NHL, Philip Danault.
Drew Doughty.
Yeah, I was gonna say wrong, Matthew Nyes, but okay, Dallas, who's in your Stanley Cup final?
Nice. Are you?
I'm just saying.
I would not be shocked, gentlemen, if we see an 08-09 rematch again. If we see 2024
Pittsburgh,
Stanley
Detroit? Good
Cup.
call.
No. That's what I mean. The first time. Listen. I'm not fucking
They're
finished.
both
I
in
said
the East.
the
you
last time. Shut the fuck up. The last time that we seen the same two teams in back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. I'm saying it's Vegas, Florida.
Didn't you just?
That's what I meant.
No, it's Edmonton last year, bud. It was Edmonton, Florida last year, bud.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry. The year before was Vegas, Florida. My bad. 2023.
Oh
Let me
yeah.
just cut that. Let me just cut that.
See,
Let me
dude,
just
you
cut
think
that.
it's going to be Pittsburgh, Detroit. There you go.
Shut the hell up.
Vegas and Florida.
I think it's be Vegas and Florida. 2023
That's
rematch.
what, not bad. That's what Frank picked today, too. Dakota, what do you have?
I'm gonna say Colorado, Florida.
Ooh, I like that.
Not the
Ryley?
Kings?
Damn, all right. I like that.
Let's have some fun with it. Obviously, I'm picking Tampa, but I'm thinking let's just give it to the Winnipeg Jets. Why don't we just give it to them in the West?
Do you think they could actually do it this year?
Tampa, Winnipeg. I mean, they're going to get
Yeah.
daddy walked in the
Base.
final, but they didn't get there.
It would be a fun Stanley Cup final because of just like the goaltenders alone. And then
Yeah.
Kyle Connor, and
It's going to be the
It'd be
Russians
fun.
versus the Americans, pretty much.
that's quite literally how I was actually thinking of it. Josh Morrissey versus Victor Hedman. Oh my god, that would be a good one. I got this is kind of
Cup
laughable,
check.
but caller. Huh?
I said cup check. Hedman.
For who?
Morrissey.
He won a WHL championship, so you got
And
that.
Chanel's Cup, baby.
That means nothing in the NHL world.
Oh yeah, you're right. Colorado and Carolina is what I have.
That's disgusting. You should be
And I
shunned.
got Carolina. Carolina beating New Jersey. Carolina beating.
You're high.
Montreal,
You're high.
Carolina
You're high.
beating Toronto.
You're high.
and then going to Stanley Cup.
Montreal
High.
just beat Carolina the other night, so yeah, you're high.
What's terrible is if Dallas didn't trade, who would be your Eastern team? Because it would definitely be Dallas versus someone. You'd be like, go Stank.
That's kind of why I picked Carolina. So
Yeah, I know. So if he was on Dallas, it'd be Dallas versus who?
No, it'd still be Colorado.
Don't fucking lie to
I
us
just
like
picked
that,
him for the
Colton.
East because
Don't
What?
fucking lie to us, bud.
Suspect.
that's not a lie. It'd still be Colorado.
You'd have Stankoven in Dallas in the final, 100%.
No, I don't think it would.
Yeah, you would.
No.
You
I
would.
gotta respect. I gotta respect it though.
Oh.
2 out of the 5 of us out of here have Colorado in the final. I gotta respect that. Thank
It's
you.
only like 40%, but that's not even.
Well, at least, hey, at least a couple of you actually have them in the final. I didn't even have Colorado in the final.
Don't
I
like
had
3
fucking
of you have
Vegas.
Florida? Don't 3 of you have Florida? No, Daeden has Montreal.
Yep.
That's right.
No, I switched. I picked Florida.
No, he switched it.
Yeah, 3
You
of
picked
you have Florida. That's 60% for Florida.
Dallas is like.
You guys really don't think Carolina's good?
No,
I didn't say they're not
What?
good.
not a fucking
What
chance,
do you
buddy.
think? Okay.
I think they.
I'm
ain't
just
there yet,
thinking.
bud.
Well,
I'm just thinking.
I wasn't paying attention to that. I was really hoping none of you would either.
It was Philip to know. What a guy.
I'm just
What a
thinking
guy.
if Florida can come back healthy, they have a really good possibility of going back to the final again. If everybody comes back strong.
Well, Ekblad's coming back strong. Those freaking performance-enhancing drugs are still.
Okay, I did not set that up well.
He's coming back juiced. He's just ready to go. He's just gonna be grinding his teeth. Let's go, boys.
I saw this.
Buddy,
I saw
and I
this.
bet Kachuk's probably going to look like Dwayne The Rock Johnson coming back. He was probably lifting weights the whole time he was injured.
For sure. Injured
Dude,
with
I saw
reps.
this Instagram reel where it was like a Family Guy episode, and it was like Stewie and Peter, and Lois walks in the room, and Lois is like, "Peter, what are you doing?" And Peter looks at Lois. He's like, giving Stewie steroids, and it cuts to a fucking edit of Aaron Ekblad. It's fucking awesome.
So funny.
And then there was another one where it was like Lois walks into the room and she's like, "Lois, what are you doing?" Or Peter, "What are you doing?" Sorry. And Peter's like, "Smoking crack." And guess who it cuts to? Valerie Nichushkin. Dude, whoever runs this account has just the best edits for NHL players. It's fantastic. In all seriousness, no, dude, I think Colorado does it. I think they win the cup. Like, the team is loaded. Mac is a different fucking player in playoffs. Natchez is figuring it out there. Like, I mean, not that he
dude.
ever wasn't figuring it out. Like,
You're right.
Him and Nate Dogg have such a
definitely
good
good.
connection on that first power play unit, man. Every
And-
Avs game I watch, it's just boom, they're clicking. I mean, Jaren hasn't been there, but because he was there on that first power play unit usually.
Hey Dallas,
Dale-
what does Colorado bring?
The boom.
There it is.
I know. See, that's why LA's not winning. They got cursed by those guys.
Buddy, cup check.
Let's do some. Wait, we did everyone picked their Stanley Cup favorites. We did that. Okay. Let's move on to some NHL news because a couple guys retired. Pat Maroon retired. Logan Couture retires. I don't know if you guys have anything you
That
want
was
to
a
add on to
shocking
that.
one.
Martinez.
Yeah, Alec Martinez retired too. LA Kings GOAT. There you go, Daeden. Fucking Christ.
The Kings are the Kings. That was one of the best
I'm
celebrations
voting
ever.
for him
He
from
like jumped in
podcast.
the air like a.
Like
You're
a
going to
lizard.
the timeout section. I'm putting you
Isn't
in
no?
right now.
Isn't he also the first? Isn't he
Oh
also the
my.
first Hispanic player to win a Stanley Cup?
Oh, brother, maybe.
I think so.
Wasn't Austin Matthews? Just
Bro.
kidding. Cup check.
Get. Yeah. So congratulations to those guys. Jesus. Brock Besser played his last game with the Canucks.
Yeah, you did.
He's definitely
Yeah,
not
he did.
resigning. No.
Yeah,
Guy looked
fine, dude.
emotional too.
Well, yeah, I think it's because it's confirmed he's not resigning. So
Probably
He
tears
had
of
that
joy.
jersey in his car signed by the boys. Like, you know you're gone when the boys sign a jersey
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
that picture sure made its rounds. Hey.
Yeah.
Lane Hudson, most apples by a rookie D-man since Larry Murphy. So good for Lane. But as the boys here point out, not going to do him well in the playoffs apparently against Tom Wilson. So
Buddy Wilson's gonna
That's a
fucking
lot of
abuse
unneeded
that kid,
smoke.
dude.
That's true. Neil Pionk signed a 6-year, $42 million extension. Holy smokes.
There goes my Pionk to Minnesota prediction in the offseason. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you did have a good one there, though. I liked that.
I know, and then he just stayed. Like, what a dick. You know, I had it guessed, and he was just like, no.
Guy stays on a good team.
Yeah, literally.
Unreal.
What a bum, dude.
My prediction that had no money riding on it whatsoever, he blew that up.
I think in like a serious note, though, like for Winnipeg as like the city and like the organization to lock down American players like that is actually a pretty big testament to the organization. Like clearly Kyle Connor Hellebuck, those guys could all go, play elsewhere, but they choose to stay in Winnipeg.
They also probably, though, like secretly, if you're looking at the teams that actually have cap this year, you're like, yeah, I'm not playing in the playoffs again.
I'm not going to Philadelphia. I'm not going to.
If you go to Philly, Boston, Buffalo, Calgary, like all these teams with cap, Detroit, yeah.
Andrew Kopp left Winnipeg, goes to Detroit. Now look.
Yeah. It's a downfall.
No, I get that. JT Compher as well leaves, left Colorado, goes to Detroit. So
Pionk's always been competitive, so it makes sense to me that he's willing to stay in a competitive situation.
If I'm not mistaken, he was the trade for Trouba, right? It was Trouba.
Yes, from Rangers. Yeah.
That worked out really well for Winnipeg. God damn. Because I remember Winnipeg fans were freaking out when that happened.
Yep. Now look at him.
It all worked out.
10 times better.
Anybody? True. Anybody see Connor Bedard's quote today?
No.
No, sir.
So, yeah, you did. So Bedard said that he loves Chicago. He's not going anywhere. He said, "I'm a pretty well-mannered guy, and if I looked a little bit sad on the bench or something, maybe people can take it out of context." But he said, "I've said it so many times. I love playing here. I love the city, and I love the people of Chicago." He's like, if you're the first overall pick, you're probably not winning the Stanley Cup for a few years. So it's an understanding of where you're at, and I understand where I'm at with my position.
Yeah, but what are you actually going to do? Are you just going to trash the fucking team as a 20-year-old?
No.
I don't want to play here. They're bombs. Fucking get me the hell out of here. Like, buddy, that's...
Well, Eric Lindros did that.
His agent is probably like, you know what, buddy, just, take
there is not a
easy
chance that Connor Bedard wants to stay in Chicago.
Not if they don't build a team around him. They have to. If, he makes a comment like that, now they have to commit to him saying, okay, if we want to lock this kid down for the next 8 years, let's start actually building a team around this guy.
Well, yeah, I think he'll sign his extension, and if nothing's happening within that extension, he'll just be like, you know what, fuck this, trade me.
Yeah, he's probably talking to McDavid a lot, though. Like, how do you do it? How do you suck forever and just keep going? And McDavid's like, the money's fine.
Yeah, just
the crazy thing is that they're both generational talents, and neither one of them won a fucking Memorial Cup. Shitters.
Cup check twice. Memorial Cup and a Stanley Cup.
Double cup check.
Crosby.
I'll see myself out. Thank you very much. See ya.
Nathan McKinnon is better than Connor McDavid, but
what? Get out of here with that.
Amen, brother.
No.
But every player on the planet is better than Duran, though, unfortunately. That fucking dead weight.
That is true.
Memorial Cup check? Memorial Cup check. Connor McDavid, Jonathan Drouin. Memorial Cup check?
Literally
Jonathan Drouin has a Memorial Cup.
I am so thankful,
Exactly.
boys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Connor
buddy.
McDavid doesn't.
And he got his hand held the whole time.
He did.
No?
Dude,
Come
Jonathan
here,
Drouin
Duran,
was
come
one of
on.
the leading scorers in the queue that season. What do you mean?
Leading
I'm glad I have a Moosehead fan here. I'm glad.
Stat check.
I'm glad. Shut y'all up.
How many
Stat
of
check?
those were carried by McKinnon, though?
Actually, if you go watch
Stat check.
go
Stat
on
check,
YouTube.
buddy.
Go on
Stat
YouTube
check.
and look up Jonathan Drouin, the shift.
A shift. He had a good shift. That's more than he's had in the NHL.
The shift, the only
Buddy, that
good
team was
shift he's had in his
stacked that
career.
year. Shut
That's
the
like
hell
Milan
up. That team
Lucic
was
is the
stacked.
shift from the fucking Memorial Cup too. Jesus Christ.
Buddy, your
Delusional.
boy there, Dakota, won a cup there with the boys, Drew and Nate Dogg. Mackenzie Weegar, buddy. He was on that 2013 run in Saskatoon, baby. Put some respect on that 2013
even that guy's
team,
better
buddy.
than fucking Duran, buddy.
That's true. That's a factual
right.
statement.
Okay. So on to something sad, I guess, but it was cool at the same time. But Brendan Gallagher doing his jersey swap, that was pretty fucking sweet to see. With the Hockey Fights Cancer girl. That was pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the one with his
The one-
I was just about to be like, why is that fucking sad? But never mind.
Yeah. That's why.
Yeah,
So his
I
mom
got
recently
it.
passed, of course, and then he went and met the fan. They had the fan come to Bell Center and do the whole thing, and they did the jersey swap. So pretty cool, honestly. Galley's, from my understanding, Gallagher is just like the best guy ever, and just a very humble dude. So that's pretty cool to see. He gave his jersey off of his back and signed it for her and gave it to her. So pretty classy
Didn't
all
even watch
around
it?
by everybody. You don't need to. Fuck it. You don't need to watch that
Well,
shit.
respect to you,
And
but that lady had to buy
What's
that
that?
jersey. Like that lady had to win an auction for that cancer jersey. Like
Yeah.
she didn't just pay nothing. Like
Yeah.
and not just $200. She probably paid on, Gallagher's one of the best players on the team. She probably paid like $5-6 grand for that jersey.
wouldn't
that
say one
night.
of the best players on the team, but I'd say one of the
But
most
when,
liked.
but when they handed that jersey out, which was 2-3
Yeah.
years ago,
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
he would have been, and they were really bad. He was literally like their bright spot when they just got Suzuki.
True. So
Well, 3 years ago was when
Yeah, I
they were
just
in the
wanted-
cup.
When they were in the final, yeah.
They were right after.
That's
It was
fair.
right after they were in the cup final.
Okay, well, around that. They were still not
It's
good. They
tough.
just did it.
regardless, it's a cool fucking testament and cool. Congrats to them and good job on the Montreal Canadiens and for honoring that and doing that. Our boy, I wouldn't say my boy, but your guys' boy, Connor Smith, signed his ELC. That's pretty
Yes, sir.
fucking cool.
Yeah,
Good for
he was
him.
on his way to San Diego too. So that's gonna be
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
what I heard.
Hopefully, they get in the playoffs
man.
and they can play some meaningful games.
Hell yeah.
That'll be good for him. And Marc-Andre Fleury, obviously. Ryley wanted to talk about him, so Ryley, floor is
did.
yours.
6.
Just, yeah, sure. Either way, going back to it. Just basically, I don't know who watched that game, but Minnesota was about to lose. They get 20 seconds left. Eric Sinek barely squeaks one in at the back post. And then they go to overtime, and Gustafsson pulled himself and told Fleury to go in. And Fleury was having the time of his life. Diving poke checks, pad stack, the puck in his own end, hit the post. He stopped playing hockey while the puck was still in his end, turned, rubbed his post, like, thank you very much, and then went back to playing hockey. Like, he was just absolute goof mode. Like, usually he rubs his post, but he waits till the puck's, like, down the other end. No, he did it when he was, like, 10 feet in front of him. He was just having a blast the whole time. And then the shootout, he was going, or not the shootout, in the rest of the overtime, he was going crazy. And then they won with 17 seconds left due to Matt Boldy, who Daeden doesn't think is good. So there you have it.
True.
It was fun. And it got him to what, 575 wins exactly. Like,
Nice.
cool way to end your regular season career.
Shout out to the Flower. You know who's not retiring? Alex Ovechkin. He said that today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why people thought he was. I guess because he said something about like he
Well,
would
isn't
go to the cage or
Isn't his
whatever.
contract up this year?
Next year.
I don't think it's this.
Okay.
I think it's next year as well.
He's one
Yeah.
more.
Oh, well then yeah, he's probably just gonna play out his contract.
No, what if Alex Ovechkin takes a team-friendly deal and Washington signs Connor McDavid?
Could be done.
Anyways, that's my terrible take since all
What if they
fucking
trade
It
for
still get
someone
shut down by Philip Deneau.
Okay. Just as I was about to say, I gave a terrible take because all four of you have had a fucking shitty take today. Damn.
Damn.
What was
Actually,
my
Allie's
bad
the only
take?
one who didn't have it. I think you laughed at me when I said Canes were winning that series or Canes were winning the cup or something. So
What
you get-
was my take? What was my take? I want to hear
you
your
shit on
bad take.
Minnesota. You caught.
We all fucking shit on Minnesota.
I
I
didn't
took
shit on
them in
Minnesota.
7. They're gonna defeat
Minnesota in
Vegas.
5.
Vegas
Six.
and
You're
6.
fucked.
Could be
You're
7.
fucked. You're actually fucked.
Minnesota.
No one
wins.
wins the cup this year. Just have a lockout.
Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, I could get behind that. Then we get
Yeah, good call.
more WHL players. I mean,
Friday night at 11:59, the players announce they're striking.
Zeev Buiam was practicing on Power Play 1 today. Just want to throw that out there.
Brock
exciting.
Faber must have loved that.
Brock Faber's gonna shit his pants when he realizes Zeev is taking the reins because the new quarterback.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid shit his pants when he realized he had to go up against Philip Deneau for the 4th year in a row.
And with that, we are done today's episode. Thanks a lot, everybody. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are and what your predictions are, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.